Hey, um, I'm back, and it's been a long time since I recorded an episode because I needed a break, to be real. Like, I really needed a mental break. I needed to get some things in order for my life, and I have made a lot of changes in the past few months, and good changes. And um yeah, so I definitely thought about recording a few times, but I didn't have it. Like I wasn't feeling it. So and I was just trying to juggle other things. So now I feel like I am in a way better space to be able to record. And I definitely missed it, and I just kind of, yeah, I needed to step away, I guess. I didn't do anything really this summer with the podcast or the business. Like I didn't do any vendor events or t-shirts or anything, and people have been asking me to make them, and I owe people a lot of t-shirts and hoodies and stuff, and I'm definitely gonna get to that. But I just needed to center myself, and I'm glad that I listened to myself and did that. Um, So I want to call this episode, um, hold on, I had it in my phone. I survived because that's how I feel like as of lately. Mm, I definitely touched on it before in 2023, when I lost my job and just other things that kind of felt like at the time were falling apart. But in reality, it was really just things falling together how they needed to be in my life. So I'm super grateful for that experience and everything that happened that's led me to where I am today, because there's so many um positive changes that I have in my life right now, and I'm very grateful for them. And even if I didn't have those positive changes, I feel like that experience just it like I feel like a way calmer person than I was before. I mean, like I've always been pretty chill, but I think before I was super more anxious and um not really having, I guess, enough faith in my life and how it was going, and just being able to trust the process and trust that, everything's happening for a reason, and you just have to trust God, you have to trust yourself. And that's a something that I'm still learning to do too. Is like I think that we all have to learn that too. Like you really have to trust yourself 100%. I think that if you don't trust yourself, then it's very hard to trust others. That's something that I am learning to do again too. Especially in like romantic relationships and stuff. Um, I think that sometimes like when you have that one heartbreak or bad experience, it makes it hard to trust another person again, but also, at least for me, like to trust myself to pick the right person too. So, which can make you anxious and also can make you avoidant, or one of the other or both. So it's a lot of growth happening for me this year. And I'm super grateful for it. I'm grateful for the experiences. Um, so when I say I survived, I just feel like that's how I feel, because these past 2 years I've been in space that I never intended to be and I never expected to be, but I'm glad that I am because it led me to where I am today. Like I said, I lost my job, couldn't get a job for a year. Well, over a year, but well, a permanent job when I say that. Um, well, a permanent job that I wanted. Let me be more clear on that. Um, so 2023 was really just a year of just betting on me and, starting my business. I started my LLC, which I turned into an S corp. So it's an official like legal business, which I'm super proud of and definitely wasn't expecting to do. Um, I that year I was doing a lot of applying for jobs and doing interviews and just wasn't getting anything. And I looked at it as a time where I was like, all right, cool. Like, all right, I don't have a job, but maybe this is an opportunity for me to be able to move. I was very big on trying to move to Charlotte. I don't know why. I just wanted to move away. And I couldn't get it. Like I couldn't get any jobs in Charlotte. But it was crazy because when I posted on TikTok about like Charlotte job hunting, I ended up connecting with so many different people from all over who are in the same positions or just like sending encouraging words or just following me. I still get people who comment on it today, even though like I've updated it saying that I got a job here in Boston, that I'm starting on Monday. So I'm super excited about that. But to go back to the job thing, like that was a way for me to network and I didn't really realize it at the time. So like I said, I kept applying for jobs, couldn't get a job in Boston, couldn't get a job in Charlotte, couldn't get a job in Atlanta, like all these places that I kept trying to go to, couldn't get a job and had to just kind of be creative and hustle. And I was able to survive 2023, but going in 2024, I was like, I don't see myself doing that again, like living like that. It's stressful. Like it's stressful. I saw a post actually on Twitter. Someone had posted in reference to like being unemployed and what it can do to you. I don't think people sometimes, I don't even think I realized it until I experienced it, like how stressful that situation can be. And it said, being unemployed kills your inner soul and it's depressing. Let's pray for those who are job hunting. And it really does kill your inner soul if you let it. But obviously, like, even if you don't let it, like no one's gonna purposefully allow themselves to kill their inner soul, but it's depressing, especially when you are, you know, you're used to being a working, independent, functional adult, and now you feel like um you can't take care of yourself the way you used to. And I know for me, like last year and even a little bit this year too, like my family knows it takes a lot for me to ask for help. Like I will go through 7 million strategies to avoid asking for help. Not because I think that I am like better than or something. I just don't, for me, I don't like feeling like I'm not able to do it on my own because I am an adult and I'm so used to doing things for myself. Um, I don't like having to I look at it sometimes, maybe I shouldn't look at it that way, but like as I feel like if you ask someone for money, then if they give it to you, that's great. And then you got to pay them back. And I don't mind paying anyone back. I definitely would want to, but I feel like that to me becomes an extra thing on myself to stress because I'm like, I already don't have the money and I got the money to do what I need to do, but I still have to pay them back and I still don't have the money, if that makes sense. Right. So, um, yeah, I experienced that a few times of having to like swallow my pride and be like, you are not going to make it if you don't ask for help, you know? And I definitely feel like my prayer life increased so much in 2023 in this year. Not even just to pray for things that I needed, but also just pray for like strength and mental strength and emotional strength just because, when you experience a lot of like that thing was saying, like you experience a lot of defeat, you can become depressed, you can feel like you're a failure or like your life is never going to get better. um and sometimes I didn't necessarily feel like a failure. I sometimes definitely felt like, dang, is it going to get Like, is it gonna get better? Like, I'm scared to turn the corner because like it's already looking real terrible right now. So what, and when it's not getting better, it's hard to look at around the corner and be like, you sure this is what I'm supposed to be doing, And I felt like that can make you question yourself, and then you lack the trust and you lack the faith, and then you kind of go in this cycle of like torturing yourself to the point where sometimes you have to just step back and be like, you know what? This is what it is right now, what I'm facing. Let me just take care of what's in front of me right now today instead of trying to think about what's happening a week from now, a month from now, months from now, year from now, and just stay in one department in the sense of like not trying to think about when am I going to get the job and then be able to move and then be able to get whatever it is that you need to get or you're trying to get for yourself, or when is the relationship coming, or when is the money coming for me to be able to do this, or some all those different things can be looked at as departments, and you have to start focusing on one thing at a time and ranking what's most important to you, um and then working on each thing. So I feel like that's what I started doing last year and then this year, and it's definitely been helpful. Um, and so where I am right now, it's like I definitely have things in my life that I wasn't expecting, but I'm super happy for. Um, I wasn't intending on move. Well, let me not say that. I wanted to move, like in my mind, I wanted to move to a new place, but I was thinking of um my circumstances and feeling like, oh, well, I don't have a real job right now, so I don't know how I'm gonna be able to move. And I stayed faithful, and God came through. I ended up moving without a job. I still think that's crazy, but it worked out. And so I'm in my new spot. I've been here like all summer, and I love it. And I'm glad that I'd moved before I started the job. Like I didn't want to have that stress of those things. And I was able to work some temp jobs this year, so I really was able to make things work for me and then have the summer off essentially. Well, the rest of the summer I had like August off, um and September, to be able to kind of just chill and prepare myself for this new job. So I'm excited to be able to start. And like I said, I wanted to kind of do like an update episode, but also I had saw this post that made me reflect. Um, so it says, it's one thing to trust God, but you also must trust that you are worthy of God's plans for you. Trust that you will always pull through the other side of any obstacle stronger. Trust that you won't fold. God assigned the right person for the job. And I felt like that was a very good message that I could relate to, and I'm sure other people can relate to that too. Um, Again, like you gotta sometimes you gotta walk through the darkness to get to the light. And sometimes in the midst of that darkness, that's when you gain the most faith in God and in yourself, because that's really sometimes all you got in certain situations. And not because other people don't want to help you and stuff, but sometimes I think that God puts us in situations where only you can get yourself through, right? No matter what, no matter how much other outside family or friends or whoever could potentially help, it's not going to be enough. Like, you have to use your strength and your faith in yourself to get through. And it's an opportunity to learn about yourself. Um, it's an opportunity to strengthen yourself and become a better version of yourself. So, if you are in a situation like that, just keep going. Like I know people say that all the time, but you have to keep going. You don't want to stay in the dark, and you want to get to the other side. And you're going to come out a better person, believe me. Like I'm a way better person today than I was a year ago or 2 years ago. Um I'm nicer to an extent. Um, I'm way more open emotionally and free. Even though I'm not even at the pinnacle. You know what I'm saying? Like I haven't even gotten my check yet. I haven't even got my first check. And that's not saying that that's going to make me happy, but when you haven't been working, that first check is going to be amazing, right? So my point is like I could be still like a grumpy person or feeling like you could be grumpy, you could be feeling sad for yourself or feeling like, you know, like a victim, but I don't feel any of those things. I feel happy, I feel chill. Um I feel like ready for whatever's next. I feel stronger and I don't sweat the small stuff. I don't sweat the big stuff either. It's just you have to find your balance and be in tune with yourself and know that anything that comes your way, you will get through it, like it says, you know. Um, you're assigned, it's assigned to the right person. So even when obstacles come our way and we feel like, I think you got the wrong person, because I've done that before. I've said that before. Like, I think you got me mixed up with somebody else. Like, I'm not strong enough to get through this, or I'm not that type of person that can get through this. And um I am, you know, you are. There's a reason why you're going through it. A lot of things that I went through during that time um taught me things about myself and also strengthened certain aspects of me that I will be able to use in this job and I'll be able to use in day-to-day life, use in relationships. Um, and so I'm super, like I said, I'm very grateful. At the time, I might not have been grateful. I might have been crying or whatever, or mad about it or something, but now like I can look back and be like, all right, I needed that, you know, I needed that tough love, or I needed those tough situations, or I needed to be able to hustle and get that mindset, or you know, like now, I mean, I was independent before, but I think that even before I would be quick to be like, let me just ask for, you know, the easy way out. And now it's like whenever I'm in a situation, I take a step to like really think about everything and how can I solve this for myself? What's the best way to solve this for myself? And when I come up with a solution, I don't necessarily go to other people to for them to give me an answer, but more so for them to kind of evaluate and say, hey, like this is what I thought for myself. What do you think? And then giving others the opportunity to be like, well, that's a good idea, but here's an even better one, or here's an even easier route, right? And before I would never do that. I would just be like so headstrong on like I know what I need to do for me and not really take guidance or people's advice, you know? And now I'm way more open to that, and that's made me emotionally more available, which helps me to be on a different wavelength and like energy wise to attract the right people into my life, whether that be for friendships or romantic and stuff like that too. So, um, yeah, it's really just it's all coming together, and it's even crazy to even talk about it out loud because it's just to see it happening. Um, it really is a flip from how where I was last year making these episodes to how I am right now in this year. Um, so yeah, and also what it said, I just want to make sure I touch on all the points. Uh, about the other side, trust that you won't fold. And that's kind of what I was saying in the beginning. Like, no matter what it's looking like, you have to trust yourself that you are strong enough, you're smart enough, you are savvy enough, you are going to get through it. Um, because it's all part of the plan. It really is. And sometimes the plan, it looks kind of crazy, right? It looks kind of crazy to us, but we can't see what the next month or few months or year or years looks like. So maybe there's usually a reason why it's looking quote unquote crazy to us right now, because that crazy is going to set the foundation for your dreams and what you really want for yourself. That's coming. It's all coming. Um And we have to remember that, like, what you want wants you. And there's a reason why you want those things in the first place, because it's a part of your plan. It's just your physical form needs to catch up with your higher self and where your higher self is, because your higher self's already there living the dream. It's just you got to catch up and trust the process and trust yourself to get there. So, um, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, you know. Like I said, I'm starting my job Monday. I'm super excited. I've been just taking care of myself, getting like being in the gym, working out. I mean, I don't have like a six pack or anything like that, but I just been taking care of myself physically, for the mental too, and the spiritual. Um, life is good. Life is good. That I really can say that. Like, it has been a while. It's been a while for me to say that, because I mean, I'm not saying that life was bad, but there have just been things that have happened that made it feel like that. But I can stand here and say life is good, you know? And it's only getting better. And so I'm excited. I'm excited. Like, I'm genuinely excited. Like, even the beginning of this year, I was excited for other reasons, but I'm excited not just for the job, but for everything, because everything's coming together. And I'm like looking forward to the end of the year to see how it's going to end. Because I already have it in my mind how I think it's going to end, but I don't want to say it out loud yet. So when everything happens, I'll share. But I have a feeling it's going to be great. So I feel like it's going to be great for me. I feel like it's going to be great for you, whoever's listening to this. Um, don't give up on 2024. 2024 has been wild, right? Like, the portal's been open, right? The news, everything around us is crazy, but um it's also a time where I think this is a year, they said, I forget what they said in astrology, but this is a year of like, I think it's the year of like cleaning out or something. Like, everything is kind of being cleaned. And then the next 2025 is going to be like all the work that you put in this year is going to be the results in 2025. Does that make sense? So I'm excited. I'm super excited. I'm super excited to get back into podcasting. I'm super excited to get back to vending. I'm excited to get back to living life. I mean, I'm not saying that I wasn't living life before, but I've been on a real like restriction for myself, been really in hibernation, and now, I'm about to get back into it. But in a different way. Like, before, I used to be, going out to events and stuff like that, and just not necessarily partying, but like going out a lot. And now I'll be going out, but in a different way. Um, so I'm excited for that. I'm going to homecoming. I haven't been to homecoming in over 10 years. So I'm super excited to go to homecoming in North Carolina and see all my friends that I haven't seen in a long time. See people that I haven't seen in a long time. I'll be doing a lot of traveling in 20 the end of like the rest of 2024 and going into 2025. I have a lot of trips that I have planned, and just things that I have planned for myself that I will be sharing. So I'm just, yeah, I'm super grateful. I'm super happy. I'm super excited, and I feel free. I feel ready. I'm ready. I'm ready to get back out there. So, I hope that this was helpful, and like I said, I'm gonna slowly get back into just doing more podcasting and even content creating. I haven't even been doing that. I haven't even been doing anything on TikTok or on Instagram or anything like that. So I do want to get back into that and start sharing my life again with you guys. Um, so yeah, thank you if you still listen. If you have anything that you want me to talk about, please shout out to me, or send me DM or something, let me know. And I'll get back to that. I gotta still get back to like getting guests that I still have that I didn't get to interview. So I have my work cut out for me, but I'm excited for it. So, um, I hope that everyone has a great weekend and a great start to your week next week. I'm excited because I'm starting my job on Monday. I have work on Monday. It's crazy to say that. And I hope that, yeah, I hope this was helpful. Hope you guys taking care of yourself. And as always, I'm your host, Chanel. This is Black Hippie Lounge Podcast. And like I always say, meditate, manifest, invest in you.